Yeah, Full Circle of Life Horse Shelter Workshop.
Yeah, and it's been amazing. We have nearly 20 organizations here, and we decided to let you all listen to one of the
Part of it, at least.
Part of it. Carrie is going to be presenting. I think you need to clean your screen. Like, it looks a little blurry.
Yep, hold on a second, y'all. Sorry. All right.
All right, that's a little better. Carrie is going to be presenting her journey into the Full Circle of Life horse shelter journey that she has. But we have a room full of people.
And they're coming in right now.
Coming in.
It's time to start, so. These are some of the organizations. People are saying hello, hello, and so we are videoing them. I don't know how or when we're going to release it, but
So, you've got your full 45 minutes.
Still getting mic'd up, man.
We are live on Facebook right now.
YouTube.
For YouTube, sorry, we're live on YouTube.
I'm trying to fix a mic here.
Just wave and say hello. Hello. So, YouTube gets to watch some of your
and we already have $50 donations, so.
$50 donation.
CHF.
CHF. Well, thank
Yep.
you for your $50 donation. So we will be starting this here soon as Carrie is properly mic'd
Everybody
up.
stare. It'll make it faster.
How are you all enjoying the workshop so far? Is it better than you expected, or is it like very better? Good. We're trying to make it better each year. So we listen and we try to improve. All right.
She'll be ready here in a minute. Yep.
We are
All right.
passing it over. How many of you all know who Carrie is? I know we've asked before. We watched the season on it. So earlier you said something about a artificial breast was donated to the organization. When she was in the Full Circle Life program, she had breast cancer. So that's
I'll just put my part. I promise.
clarify.
People think I'm doing weird stuff. I don't like my body parts or anything. This is off to a great start.
Asked her outside. I said, did you say?
Yes. Anyways, I just had to throw that out there.
Thanks.
All right, well, take it away.
Okay. Alright. I'm that good. Clap before I talk. Alright, so my presentation is entirely upon our experience as a Full Circle of Life horse shelter and winning. At the time, ours was only a $10,000 grant, so it's gone up. So I mean, that's good for you guys. Yeah, awesome. More money is always better than less, in case you were wondering. Always better. 15 way better than 10. So go ahead and go first slide. We have this beautiful picture of Tawny and Jason doing their interview with my cat Opal, and this was the first day that they came out to our rescue. So to start with our journey, I actually met Horse Plus several years before they started doing the Full Circle of Life grant program. We did an open shelter weekend, and I don't know if anybody's really familiar with the open shelter programs that they used to run as far as intakes, but essentially the program is open intake days. You set up at a fairgrounds or a facility that is capable of doing a large amount of intakes, and you offer to take any unwanted horses into your organization, no questions asked. And people surrender by the droves. And Tawny said that they've had times where they had 100 horses or more surrendered. At our event, we had just shy of 40. So it is a big event, and we have actually continued with those events and do to this day. But regardless, we had already met Tawny Hadn't met Jason, I don't think. He didn't come out to that.
He was there, but he was watching the kids. Our kids were little then.
They were little then, yeah. Okay. So we had met Tony then, and when we found out about this program, we decided to go ahead and apply for the first grant. So we actually lost season 1 to ponytails. And the next year I said, I'm not losing again. This is not happening. So went ahead and applied again. And that time it actually came down to us and another Colorado rescue. Talk about creating animosity within your local rescue community when it's you against another beloved rescue that's only like an hour and a half from you. It creates interesting conversations, we'll put it that way. So anyway, we were selected, as everybody knows now, and if you haven't watched season 2, it's the best season, so. Slightly horrible. So I want to start by saying, when we were selected, I was terrified, and I mean absolutely terrified. I had read all of the good and the bad that I had seen about Horse Plus on social media, because there is a little bit of negative about any organization, particularly a very large one. And we had become so concerned with the fact that Horse Plus was anti-old horses. Our organization is known for senior horses, and for taking in senior horses, for rehabilitating senior horses, and for adopting out senior horses. We had actually had discussions with other board members who was going to take what senior horses to get them off the property so Tony didn't make me kill them. But that's how ingrained the rumors and the non-factual information that I had seen online was. I saw the point system, and I thought, oh my God, we have a third of our horse population that's over the age of 18. We have so many horses that meet criteria on this list. We're going to have to euthanize like half of the horses that are here. And Tony's like, no, honey, like that's not how this works. Don't worry, this is fine. You're going to be fine. Your program specializes in what you do. We don't want to change your program, we just want to make it better. So everybody in here, and 2 people so far have talked to me about concerns about their horses. Horses that they normally help, rescues that specialize in older horses, or rehabilitating particularly badly injured horses, thinking this program's not going to fit for us because they're going to make us euthanize anything that's a big vet bill or anything that's older or anything that's going to cost more to care for. It's not what this program is about at all. None of it is about that. This is about taking a roadmap that Tawny has drawn by figuring it out herself. She started as a small organization in California. She built everything up. She started at the exact same level that we all did, which is we have a tiny bit of money and a little bit of a facility, and we want to start a rescue. And she built every step along the way, and instead of making you figure it out the hard way, she's essentially offering you a step-by-step, this is what we can do to help you build your organization, build it financially, and do a good coverage as far as understanding what full circle of life means, which we'll talk about in our next couple of slides. But to start with, let go of all of these worries that you have, that Tawny comes in and takes over your program and tells you what to do. That is not at all what the Full Circle of Life program is. She, like I say, is offering assistance to build what you're trying to build. She's not trying to change your program. She doesn't want to take over anything. She's not going to, be a signer on your bank account. Somebody, I heard that wild rumor somewhere, that she wants to be a signer on your bank account. She doesn't have private meetings with your veterinarians. I'm trying to think of all the rumors I've heard. Private meetings with veterinarians, that one was my favorite, that she goes and meets with your vets and tells them that they need to euthanize more. That never happened. The rumors are just that. It's 90% rumor and it's very much unsubstantiated. I can say that in my experience, I have been really of the very same mind that every decision I've seen Horse Plus make, anytime I've been on facility, the best part about this program is Tawny turns everything into an open book. It's a completely open book. She will let you into her QuickBooks. She will let you into her financials. She will let you into their daily logs, their medical logs. She will show you every piece of what their daily operation looks like. Nothing is closed off. Nothing is off limits. She is happy to explain to everyone exactly how she got where she is. She had the same plateau that we had. We had an organization that hit that 200 to 400,000 mark, and just we couldn't get out of that set, and we didn't know what to do because we weren't getting enough to grow, we weren't getting the following to grow, we weren't getting what we needed to get any bigger, and to do the programs we wanted to do, we needed a lot more support. And the very first thing that she worked with me on was our social media, because that is where, when you go by our finances, 80% of our funding comes from social media. And when you break that down, you're figuring these are people who, they may not have donated through Facebook, but they saw you on Instagram, they saw you on TikTok, they saw you on Facebook, they saw you somewhere on social media, and they decided to give you because of what they saw online. So that is the biggest first step that she gave to us. Now, the Full Circle of Life program is something within itself that I believed in so much that we started the program before we won the grant. When we lost season 1, we started the program anyway. I believed so much in the program, I said, screw it, I'm doing it. If they don't recognize it, they don't recognize it. And they did, they absolutely recognized that we had started the program ourselves. We ended up growing exponentially over the next couple of years. And like Tawny said, I was diagnosed with breast cancer shortly before they came out. And if I cry at any point, I'm really sorry. Occasionally, I just get leaky around talking about this stuff, so it happens. But the biggest concern that I had was, I am not going to be fully functional while I'm doing treatment. I, at the time when I started my cancer journey, wasn't sure if cancer would win or not. I mean, that's a journey that anybody who's ever dealt with cancer, you don't know. Even when you start treatment, you don't know, they give you a prognosis, you don't know if that's going to be your outcome. So when I started this journey, I knew that I had at least a year or two of not running it my best. And I do 90% of Colorado Horse Rescue Network. I am Colorado Horse Rescue Network. Without the things that I do, my network would cease to exist, if that makes sense. I know almost everybody in here that is a director or a president or whatever you are, the head of your organization, the founder of your organization, you carry almost the entire operation on your shoulders. And if you cease to be the leader you need to be, you can't move forward. And my team was not prepared. We were not financially prepared. We would not have survived 2 years of me not running at 100%. It would not have been possible. So it's a very serious conversation you need to have within yourself on, I hate to say the doomsday scenario, but I mean there needs to be a doomsday scenario in your brain of what happens if I can't run at full capacity. Will this organization have the skills that it takes to move forward, the skills it takes to survive, and the financial support to continue doing what we're doing? And I can say without any doubt in my mind that our organization would have closed had I not done the Full Circle of Life program with the mentorship. We would not have survived those 2 years. I did 6 rounds of chemo. I did 28 rounds of radiation. I had a double mastectomy. I went back. I did 14 more rounds of chemo because my cancer wasn't gone. And then I did reconstructive surgery. I was out for 28 months. How many organizations are going to survive 28 months without having someone to captain the ship? Tawny gave us the ability to do that. And I'm not just trying to, blow up the program because of the financial end of it. It was a philosophy that we really believed in, because there are so many rescues out there that believe in, and I'm going to use a direct quote, low-hanging fruit. I got a chance to watch the intake video process that was sent out to a number of people who participate in a different organization as far as a mindset that a lot of rescue organizations belong to. I won't name names or anything like that, but there is another philosophy out there that a lot of rescues are buying into that are part of this program, which is run by a very large humane organization as well. And like I say, the philosophy is low-hanging fruit. They literally tell you that if the horse is not an easy adoption candidate when it arrives, you don't take it in. You pass it by. And these organizations are the ones I see go to the auctions the same day that I do, and they're buying the fat, young, healthy horses. They're buying the well-bred horses that have no blemishes and have no health issues. Yes, they're out there doing work and they're doing good things, but there are so many horses that does not apply to. I now have a reputation where everybody that sees auction horses in my state, if they see something that is clearly in distress, that has lameness, that has sickness, that has health issues, that is emaciated, everybody starts reaching out to me and says, will CHRN step up for this horse? We have become known as the rescue that takes in the unwanted of the unwanted, because everybody knows there's an unwanted horse problem. Within that unwanted horse problem, there is another problem, and that is the horses that even the rescues don't want. And there's a lot of them. I take them in regardless of what I think the outcome will be. There are horses that when I go to bid on them at auction, I have no doubt in my mind, they will come to my house, they will get a bucket of grain, they will get a hug, and they will get the last act of kindness. This is a very emotional topic for me, so I apologize. But when it comes to the last act of kindness, we have had a lot more horses come to our organization since we started this program that do require the last act of kindness. And I do mean a lot more. Now everybody's crying. I was trying to be the funny one. This is not working out in my favor. So
It's our reality. We all feel
yeah,
it.
we'll pass out some
Yeah.
Kleenex later. It'll be fine. We'll have a good cry. Our euthanasia rate has increased since we started doing this program. It absolutely has. And I do not regret a minute of it. And I want everybody here to know that. I don't regret a single horse that we have had to take in and put down because we couldn't help it. Because damn it, I helped it anyway.
Yep.
Is there anybody in here who disagrees with that? That giving the last act of kindness is absolutely a kindness. It truly is. So when it comes to the Full Circle of Life program, it merely means you are not saying no. It doesn't matter what the end is going to be. It doesn't matter if you walk into that. No one. Sorry, we had a horse pass away last night while I'm here in Tennessee, and it's been kind of weighing on me. It's hot. We'll just make it go hot.
Your eyes are sweating.
I'm sweating from my eyeballs. This is totally normal for me. If you watch season 2, I cried all the time, and it's weird because I'm not a crier. Like, this is just not. It's not something that I do.
It's not an easy decision.
No, it's not an easy
Every
decision to
time
make.
you make it, it's not an easy decision to make.
No, and every single time that I have made it, I felt like I made the right decision.
Right.
I don't feel like I have ever made that decision too hastily. I don't think I've ever been wrong in making that decision.
If you go into it feeling unemotional, you shouldn't be doing this.
No, oh, absolutely not. And this is going to be a hard journey. The Full Circle of Life program is a hard road to take. You are going to be taking in owner surrenders, auction horses, law enforcement horses, horses that step foot on your property and you say, I don't know why somebody didn't do this for you already. That's the point. And yes, we're absolutely going to get negative feedback on social media from participating in a program like this, where you openly euthanize. Every rescue out there, regardless if they follow the Full Circle of Life or if they follow any of the other philosophies out there, they're all euthanizing. They just don't talk about it. I am out there talking about it. I am out there sharing this horse's story, so perhaps it provides a little bit of education for even one human being. If one person out there who has their horse in their backyard and their knees are completely fused with horrid arthritis, the horse can't get up and down anymore, and that person is thinking, I gotta get rid of this horse, I'll probably just take it to an auction, and they see what happens to those horses at an auction, they change their mind and say, you know what? I'll call a vet. If I have one person that sees that post that changes their mind about dumping that horse or putting that horse into the slaughter pipeline, it was absolutely worth it. And the negative feedback is just that, is negative feedback. And the people that are giving you the negative feedback, what are the chances that that person has ever donated to your program? The ones out there that are the trolls and the negative feedbacks are not the ones that are out there giving money to your organization. I have literally had one email from a person that said, I used to be a donor, but because you are now seeking actively to buy horses in which to euthanize, we're no longer supporting you. One time, one. And I looked back and she had donated $5 twice. $10 does not buy you any part of my program. I will put that $10 in myself and you can go support someone else. That's the best part about rescue. There's a rescue for every mentality. Anybody in here that follows Colorado Horse Rescue Network knows my personal opinions on rescuing from feedlots and that I'm against it. That is a very public stance that I take. I have had lots of soapbox moments about it. KT went into this program last year, a feedlot rescue. Between Tawny's mentorship and my mentorship, she hasn't pulled a feedlot horse since the day she came out to the program. She now does exclusively owner surrenders, auction horses, and now she's taken over our buyout program. Our buyout program that we mentored and started in Colorado, she now holds in Nevada. She's even getting requests for buyout from California, from other states. I mean, it's coming all over the place. So, as far as the program goes, moving forward, everybody really needs to understand that the full circle of life is not an easy road to take. And if you win and you decide to become a full circle of life program, or if you don't win and you decide to become a full circle of life program, it won't be an easy program. It's not. Nothing about it. Yeah.
Will you elaborate a little bit more on the buyout program?
Oh, I absolutely will.
Okay.
I will in here. It's a small blurb in here because put the clock back up because Jason's going to start yelling at me fine when I get too close.
Yeah, I really should show you. So you know.
Okay, no, you're fine. So, as far as adapting the program to our rescue, literally Tawny came into this and said, these are the things that we can help you with. These are the things that we can build up in your program. This is what helped our program and this is why. The very first step that we took was daily social media. She said, I don't care if it's a cute picture when you're out in the barn, if there's a cat on a bale of hay that's posing, take a picture. If there's a cool spider, take a picture. If a horse is out rubbing its ears funny, take a picture. You just want to have contact with your people every day. This is not just because you want the people to be seeing that you're active, because that's great, but it also changes how Facebook handles what it shows to people. When you post every day and you start getting likes and you start getting shares and you start getting comments, Facebook increases your visibility just because of the monster that is social media. When you get more likes and you get more follows and you get more shares, people immediately start seeing more of you on their feed. I hear all the time from a lot of rescues, I'm not showing up on anybody's feed. They liked my page, they followed me, but they don't ever see my posts unless they come to my actual Facebook page. All you have to do is increase your viewership. You've got to post something every day. Like I say, she'll go outside and take a cute picture of a cat and it'll get 250 likes. I mean, that
gets more likes than some of the horse posts.
Yeah. The cats have their own page now. I mean, it's turning into a monster on its own. But it's something to keep in mind that we have 180 followers on our cat page that don't follow the horse page. They don't care about the horses, they want to see cats. So if you find that you have a following that's like, hey, I really like that dog, he should have his own Facebook page.
She should.
Yeah, then do it. You know, if
She's
that's
our
what's
official
going to
body
increase
member.
your viewership and get you out there on social media, do it. That is 100% the best starting point for everybody. Everybody talks about the program that you need to have and how you need to figure out what your capacity is, what you want your own limits to be when it comes to, you know, your own point systems. And I don't even use a point system. We use a system that's like the points. I just wanted to do it my own way because I'm that kind of person. It's essentially Tawny's program, I just call it something else. Just because I gotta take credit for what I do, right? And she doesn't care. That's the best part. That she wants you to take these things and make them your own. She wants you to make them into what your rescue needs it to be. Not what Horse Plus did with it, not what Ponytails did with it, not what I did with it, not what KT did with it, but make it your own to where it works for your own program. I absolutely, totally want to say, as far as the program has gone, that I would not, at this point, go back on any of the decisions that I made on Tawny's advice. Or Jason's. I keep cutting Jason out of it. Jason's important too. He's given just as much good advice as Tawny. She just is the one that's more vocal about it. I have not regretted any of the areas that they have pointed me to. I have not regretted any of the decisions that they encouraged me to make. It has all helped our organization become a much more stable organization. We are a much more followed organization. We are a much more financially supported organization. Even with my minimalist effort over the last 2 years because of all of my health issues, we have still grown our viewership by a great deal. I wish I had the actual statistics because that would be great right now. Feeling a little awkward, I don't have the actual numbers. I will tell you that just in the first year, as far as people who followed our network, it jumped well over 35%. And that was just the first year. It's an ever-growing process. And since we have continued to follow the program, her mentorship doesn't end. You don't get to the end of your 6-month mentorship and she stops answering your calls. We still have very in-depth conversations. I will shoot texts. I'll be like, oh, I'll shoot Tawny a text and ask her what she thinks about this, or try to get information on that. Even all the rescues that worked last year, even the ones that weren't selected, there is still a support group for those 4 rescues that has conversation on a fairly regular basis. It's like, Facebook ate my so-and-so. How do I get it back? And that's always one specific rescue. But there's a lot of people on there that still ask a lot of questions about how to fix things. For a while, the fundraising button was really weird on Facebook. And we would all try to figure out how to make the fundraising button work again. Well, now it works great. And when it comes to just having a sounding board where you can ask everybody how that works, that's an invaluable resource. I mean, you cannot pay enough money for that kind of resource. And program to do what you want to do. And the program, when you're looking at the whole, she's got this whole roadmap for you, and you take each piece that you need to fill in your own jigsaw puzzle to figure out where your weaknesses are. There's a couple rescues in here who have financials significantly larger than my own. Significantly. Does that mean that they need to have guidance any less? Does that mean that they should not follow any of these programs because they can't grow their own program even more? How does it hurt horses for any program to grow, regardless of what kind of program it is? As long as everybody's in the same game and we're all here to help horses, doesn't matter who's got, the gifted facility. There's several organizations in here that were gifted beautiful facilities.
Right.
There are several organizations in here who operate out of their backyard. There are several organizations here who operate out of an equine facility that they lease or rent. There's a rescue here that doesn't have a facility yet. It's coming. It's coming.
It is coming.
But everybody here can benefit from this program exactly the same. So that is the biggest part of adapting the program to your rescue. You can go ahead. The film crew will love this one. So, the biggest changes for us moving into what happened with season 2 was we now had not just Tawny and Jason coming out, but a full film crew. They came out and spent 5 days following us around, driving behind me while I'm pulling a trailer, asking really odd questions. Anytime you said anything brilliant, expect to say it at least 3 or 4 more times so that they can get it not just at the angle they want, but also with the clarity they want. So prepare to try to memorize everything you say, because the first time you say it and it sounds brilliant, by the 3rd time they have you say it again, so that everybody's at the right angles and is facing each other and the lighting's right, you're not going to sound very smart. You're going to sound like a little bit stupid. You say it 4 times and the wording keeps changing and you're like, oh, it sounded great in my head the first time and now I feel like an idiot and I don't really know what to do about this.
When you watch it on the show, though, it's brilliant.
I gotta say, that is one thing that their producers do very, very well. They're really good at making you look good, and I can also say, as someone that gained 30 pounds on prednisone during chemo, they made me look slimmer. I don't know, they say the camera adds 10 pounds, but they picked very flattering angles for me, so it worked out very nicely. I don't even know if it was intentional, but it worked out very nicely. I didn't even feel like I had to be like wearing Spanx every time it was on camera. It worked out so well. So, as far as the film crew goes, they are going to do weird things. They're going to shoot from weird angles. We had a guy in a feeder. We had a guy standing on the back of a pickup truck. We had a guy in my truck. KT and I are having a conversation driving down the road with someone in the back seat. I had to drive the film crew to the top of a bridge to get a drone in the air to get footage of all the trailers coming back from the auction. And then we had to jump back in the car and beat the trailers to the rescue so we could film them pulling into the rescue. I mean, it gets awkward to have the film crew around. I have no idea how these reality TV stars do it, because they're there 24/7. Tommy and Jason are in front of these cameras every flipping day. Like, I don't know how they do it, but they do. They've got a great camera crew that helps out a lot.
Yes, they do. Yes.
They do. But regardless,
Yeah, I'm not taking credit. They take the credit.
Yeah.
There you go.
But regardless if you win or not, if you are selected, to participate further in any of these programs, or, if you come back and come and witness this rescue deal at the auction, or even any of the stuff when you go out and do your tour of the shelter, which is Thursday, come out and do the tour of the shelter on Thursday, this film crew is everywhere, and they're like little ninjas. They'll just pop out. You won't even know that they're filming you. There are so many things that are on camera and on film that show up in the season 2 show. I'm like, I did not get that. The other thing to keep in mind is when you are mic'd, they hear everything.
Macy does, yeah.
Yeah, whoever's listening.
There's no
they hear it
secrets.
all. But it's also recorded, everything you say. It doesn't matter if you cover your mic, they can hear through this. Just as well as if I didn't have it covered. And if you hiccup or sneeze or make a funny dirty joke or anything like that, they catch it. And it's great when you're standing off camera and somebody else is on camera and you say something smart-ass to someone else and the sound girl giggles. She's heard what you've said. And Wallaby was just as bad as she is about getting the giggles when you say something funny. So be prepared. Yeah, always be prepared, because when you've got a mic on, it's all the time. All the time.
And it's not only the cameras, it's their cell phones too.
We had a very, very awkward situation where my husband flashed me off camera. Now, it was a shirt up flash, it wasn't anything else, thank God. And I got the giggles because Tawny and I were speaking at the time, and they literally stopped and recorded me, and they're like, "Why are you giggling?" And I said, "Well, my husband flashed me because he knows I'm jealous because he still has nipples." And you want to know what made the show? My comment about me not having nipples. It went on the show. So, seriously, nothing's going to be off limits to these guys. You have signed a release. They can use whatever they want, including a statement of you saying you're jealous of your husband's nipples. It can be used, and it will be used against you. Like, that is absolutely a thing. Is that people who count down?
Yeah, I set a timer at the
Oh, hey, oh, we're still doing great. Keep going. Okay, preparing, that's my gorgeous husband, isn't he, huh?
The face he's making in that is not.
That's just a peak face though, that's just what he does. This is me in chemo. You can see that my hair is starting to go. Everything from here was starting to go. I kept the top like skunk stripe for a while. It was a really awesome haircut. It all is growing back though, I mean, check out.
Yay!
Now, as far as preparing for the premiere of the show, and I said this in the support group for last year as well, I was not prepared for the premiere. Our website crashed the night of the premiere because we had so many people getting on it. I found out the night of the premiere that 2 of the 3 donation links on my website weren't working. I also found out that the PayPal monthly donation deal that we had was not functional. I also found out that we had an incorrect phone number on one page of our Google findings. The phone number didn't even go to us. I don't know where the hell it came from. So to say that we were poorly prepared was an understatement. When the show is getting ready to come on, when you guys start sharing that you've been here, their viewership is enormous. And it's not just a Facebook following. They have an Instagram following. They have a YouTube following like nobody I have ever seen. Their YouTube following rivals their Facebook following, doesn't it?
Wow.
It's huge.
It's like 100K.
We have one of those fancy plaques.
Yeah. YouTube pays them for stuff now. So that's all you gotta know. And as far as that goes, it's something to keep in mind when you're going to have however many people watch your premiere show. Most of those people are sitting at home watching it on YouTube, and then they're like, you know what, I'm gonna Google these guys, or I'm gonna go to their Facebook, or I'm gonna check things out. You want to be as humanly prepared as possible. The minute they start sharing your program, you want to make sure that your social media is up to date, you want to make sure your website is up to date, you want to make sure, good Lord, that your donation links work. And don't check it on your phone, check it on somebody else's phone. Call your mother-in-law and be like, hey, go to our website and see if all the links work. Every single one. Tap everything and see if everything goes where it's supposed to go.
She does that wrong. Mine doesn't.
What, you mean mine?
Mine.
Your mother-in-law?
Well, your
I know we're in Tennessee, but that was fast. Way too fast. Anyway, so as far as the premiere goes, the night of the premiere we had a huge bump, but every other episode we had a bump. Every night that the episodes would premiere, there would be a big bump. And I'll tell you what, by episode 2, we were ready to go. Like, it was way better moving
that was
forward.
a lot of preparing very fast.
It was, yeah. I hired a website developer and said, please just fix everything. I don't even have the time. Fix it all, make it all better, and I'll be going, dang, they didn't just get it done. And had it working out really, really nicely for us. So I really, really suggest right now, literally while you're chilling in the hotel, before you go chill in the pool at night, go work on your social media. Make sure that your social media and your website and everything are where it's supposed to be. Secondly, use that to your advantage. Use them to your advantage. They have a huge following. You start tagging them saying, hey, I am at Horse, you just do the little at Horse Plus Humane Society in your Facebook post and say, hey, I am at their function right now. It shows up to people who look for them on Facebook. It's going to give everybody a big boost in your following, a big boost in how many people are looking at you. Even the haters increase your viewing. Don't they? It doesn't matter why they're there. It still increases your visibility, right? It doesn't matter. If they like you, hate you, whatever, they're still looking at your stuff.
It doesn't matter who's looking at you, it matters
Yeah, exactly. I will say that Mason, the little boy that was on our episode 2, was quite possibly the most adorable kid ever in the history of the world. He was amazing.
She meant little boys, not kids. She looked disappointed. He's cuter
than you are. Now, moving forward with the Full Circle program. We have been back every year since we won. We came back last year, and I was a mentor. In fact, I was even included in the judging of things, and like the decision making, it was very touching. I felt like super special that they let me have an opinion on who I thought should win and why. I mean, I don't know if that really affects Tawny's opinion. She does her own thing, but you know, I would like to think that I had something to do with it because it makes me feel better about myself. So as far as coming back, every time I come out here and I'm on any of the episodes or anything, it increases my viewership, right? I get on any of their Facebook Lives and people are like, it's Carrie! And I feel really special for about, 5 minutes because somebody recognized me on the live comments and I feel all warm and fuzzy. Hopefully Jason's getting something back there where people are like, we love Carrie!
Oh yeah, no, I can see the messages. There's 122 people watching, and there's lots of love Carrie things going on. Says you're special, they love you. I mean, it's just, there's hearts, yes.
Hopefully everybody noticed I have a ponytail.
When you have a ponytail, yeah.
Now, when I go back and help with any of the stuff that's in the future, I have talked to at least half the rescues in this room, probably more than that, just today, just on the breaks. And keep in mind, you can talk to me about anything. I've been really, really honest. Everybody in here that I've talked to can say I've been really, really honest about what the good and the bad of this program has been, and how much it has helped us, and how much it can help really any rescue out there. So as far as the moving forward, KT really wishes she could be here. I hope she's watching. I don't know if she is or not, but hopefully KT's watching. KT just had a baby, so she's not here. And if you watched her season, you know why it was so significant that this happened, and that's why we love her. But as far as it goes, she's going to be here in the future. I mean, and she's going to be a great mentor too, because she had a very different experience than I did. And she's going to have a whole different set of skills that she can help people with, because she has her own things that she's great at. Things that maybe I'm not as good at. But while she isn't as comfortable jumping up in front of a crowd, she has got an amazing ability to do online networking. She is fabulous at this online networking thing. She builds all of this great, email following and following on social media. So she's doing her own thing. And like I say, has a whole different set of skills that she can offer to people. So expect that this is going to be a long-term thing. If you can't commit to the long-term project, just assume that it might not be as much of a fit, because really the best part of the program is the more you learn, the more you can teach somebody else. And that's really what they want, is more people to join the program. So there's more educators about how to help everybody along the way, because there's rescues in here that just filed. There's rescues in here that have been rescues for 30 years, but just got handed to a brand new bull. Maybe I'm not speaking about you, maybe there's somebody else in here. The benefit of being set loose on the studio room is you can also take selfies in the studio room. I do have a fabulous flash dance recreation later in the photos.
It's 2 slides.
Oh, well that's good, so go ahead and vote. So I just wanted to do a brief sharing of exactly what we built. Our grant was for a new holding area. Our auction intakes and our law enforcement intakes had increased so much that we needed more than just stalls and runs to do holding. I needed a place that when we got home, we could literally back the trailer up, run everything off the trailer, and you probably can't see.
Because right here, in
Yeah.
between this hay.
It's the blurry picture, so I
Yeah.
apologize. But you can literally back up to the alley. There's 3 holding pens here in case we have something that's a stallion, combative, something that needs to be corralled separately. So you can run them up the alley and either into a pen or out into the holding area here, which has 2 big sheds. It's got a round bale feeder. There's plenty of space, so nothing has to, have any issues. But that made it possible for us to start doing huge auction intakes. We've done auction intakes, not Tawny huge, but we've done auction intakes of 12, 17, 22. I mean, we've had big auction intake nights. Law enforcement seizures, we've had up to 20, 25 horses from law enforcement seizures. And instead of having to figure out, we have to move this horse here to put this horse there, and move that horse there to put that horse there, or clear everything out of quarantine, now we have a place where everything, literally, I back the trailer up, we open the trailer. How many people here have been at an auction rescue or any other situation when you've gotten home after dark? Yes. Gotta be dang near everybody. A safe place to offload is a big bonus.
It is.
Okay, so go ahead and bump the next line. Oh, there's the flash dance. So anyway, I like to run around and take funny selfies while everybody is filming. There's many selfies of all sorts of filming. This is filming season 3. This is, oh, that's New Hampshire, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, sure enough. Addison has done a lot of interviews. Your family members and volunteers and other members of your rescue are going to need to be comfortable with being on camera. And if they're not already comfortable, Tanya will make them comfortable, because she's really good at that. She will force you to talk.
Yeah, I'm so much more comfortable in front of the camera now.
They're just comfortable.
You know,
I wasn't
Addison,
as comfortable.
we got a comment this summit. Yeah, they love you too. Yeah.
Well, she doubled like 80% of the time, so I can understand that. So since we are getting a little bit low on time, does anybody at this particular point have? Yeah, see, I'm doing great on time. I understand what you. Oh my lord. She's not even a teenager yet. She's 11. So, do we have any questions? And I hope we have some questions. Tell me we've got. Yeah, go for it.
How do you deal with Facebook whenever you're advertising or posting that sort of thing with being shadow banned? Because that happens nonstop, especially when I put links in my post.
So, we have actually been very lucky in that when we are doing posting and anything like that, I have found that I have not had issues if I just do @ to other Facebook pages. And I am limiting it to Facebook pages that have decent followings. I haven't had any issue. In fact, those posts end up being some of our most seen when I tag other organizations. I try to be very, very careful about not including external links. I have had posts where I included like a big post that was very important information and included an external link that was not a social media link, like a Facebook link.
Right.
And that post would end up with like 17 likes.
Yeah.
And I'd be, why?
That's what I noticed. So I didn't know if people are putting it in like a picture and you're just putting like your PayPal, Venmo, Cash App handles in pictures instead of an actual link to your donate
have
page, or?
found when I do auction posts, I'll do the auction post and say we're doing a fundraiser, and then at the very bottom I'll say info and comments, donation info and comments, do the little arrow emoji guy, and the very first comment is all of our donation info.
Can you pin that comment to the top in that thread so they see it, or does it
Generally, if
automatically?
it's a page,
Okay,
if it's a public page, generally,
okay.
if you're the one that posted it, people are going to see that, and it's going to get probably the most likes and the most views, so it usually will stay to the top. I have not been able to pin it. I don't think that you can.
I haven't been able to pin it, but if you have a very good photo right there, people will like the photo.
Okay.
And then that keeps it at the top.
When I post a picture with just like a short something, it gets a whole lot of attention. But if I have PayPal links or my website link even,
Put it in the
on there,
comments.
yeah.
Every single time I put it in the comments, we have seen almost a 30% boost in how much that, even if I have actually boosted the post, even if I have paid to boost the post, if I put the donation links right there on it, it doesn't get near as many likes, not near as many.
Yeah, and that's something new Facebook does. They're always changing something. Like
Facebook-
a year and a half ago.
Things alone, so
Yeah.
you can learn how to use Facebook.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get complicated, because why would it be easy to use?
Every season, I'm like, how do I tell them how to use it now?
Yeah, now it's a whole new set of skills. Any other interesting things, important things, random trivia? I'm really good at Jeopardy. Yeah.
I think we're new, but and I follow you and KT and Horse Plus, and I think well, I've noticed getting the most comments is when I did a backstory on a rescue that we did was a huge draw, because I noticed on Facebook when you put a small blurb and then you put all of your donations and all that, like you said, people don't push the more button to see more. But when I did the backstory, I did it on a few of mine. One was a rescue from KT, and he had went through the slaughter pipeline as a 1-month-old with his mother. And now he's a 2-year-old gorgeous horse, and And I think that the backstory tends, even though if I posted the same horse with something else, that backstory really made a big difference on how many more people that liked it or commented or messaged. And I use the Meta Business. I don't know if everybody's familiar with that. And
Oh, yeah, and everybody, if you're not familiar with it, you need
Yes.
to become familiar with it, because it will show you what you are expecting from your Facebook donate button. It's gonna show you all of that financial stuff. It's gonna show you a lot of really important information. You can also get lazy and schedule your post out for a month and make you look like you're active every day.
Yeah.
Days that I knew that I had, if I was going to chemo the next week, I said, there's gonna be 5 days I'm not gonna even go on and get out of this bed. I am absolutely not gonna wanna do a perky post on social media. I'd schedule it out for a week. And I'd make the posts, and everything would still go up, and it would look like we were still very active, even though I was puking my guts out in bed.
Do you find that doing live videos of you personally catches more followers or like people that are constantly, or actual physical posts?
I have had an absolute mixed bag with live videos. Okay. I have done live videos where I had 3 people following, and it was like my mom, and her next door neighbor, and some random person I've never seen comment before.
Sometimes it's depending on the time of day.
Well, but I started thinking that I had the time frame figured out of when I wanted to make posts, because it got the most likes and the most following. And then it all changed, and now that's not true right now. It seems to change according to the time of year. It used to be early evening, people were getting off work, they were checking their phones, stuff like that. Now it's summer. People are doing stuff after work. It's still light outside. They get home, they mow their yard. They're doing things outside. Now, what used to be a 5 o'clock post is a 7 o'clock post. Sometimes even a little bit later. As far as the live stuff goes, I have had lives that made us thousands of dollars. I have had lives that had 3 or 4 followers. It seems to entirely depend on not just the day of the week, but the content of the live. My cutesy lives, everybody likes. My lives when I have something that I really want to talk about, people are like, we don't actually want to hear your opinion. We just want to see, 2 of the cats playing on a mounting block. That's really the most important.
Mine are complete opposite.
Yeah, and it's just, and everybody's social media and their following are going to be different. That's why there's so many different recipes and so many different followings. I'm ending, they're still asking questions.
You can ask questions in the hall. One more. Okay, let's do it in the hall then, because we've got more interviews to do.
Okay, so thank you very much. Madison did her own design by. Good job.
Yes, thank you so much. All right, I hope you've enjoyed a little peek into our workshop. We had Triple Crown here earlier doing a presentation. They sent an equine nutritionist out to talk about refeeding a starved horse, which is really, really great. Refeeding syndrome kills a lot of horses. We got Jason here.
Yep, I was chatting on the computer, keeping everybody entertained.
And so now we got some interviews to do.
Yep.
We're gonna hop off here because we are pretty busy.
Yep.
But thank you so much for joining. It looks like 128 people.
Yeah, 120, 130 people watching the whole time. It was great. Should we spin around, show them the room real quick?
There you go. I'm gonna pass it off to you.
All right. Whoa, almost dropped you guys. All right, so everyone's supposed to be going out in the hall. We're gonna do some interviews. And again, we're gonna be releasing Horse Rescue Heroes, what we're filming here in our weekly Horse Shelter Heroes. And also the new season of Horse Rescue Heroes is going to be released, we're hoping by the end of May, will be episode 1. So take care, y'all, and we'll catch up with you later.